We know you like talking Star Wars. We like talking Star Wars. So that's exactly what we're going to do. This is The Wars and More.
You know, I can't help but feel like at some point over the past few weeks, Anthony Daniels and Mark Hamill were, just hanging out. And Mark said something like, no one can break Twitter quite like me. And Anthony said, hey, hold my beer. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe. And of course with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Do you agree with my assessment there?
I like it. I like it a lot.
This is just, it's like this guy decided one day, like, you know what? I can do this too.
Yeah. Well, I guess, sitting around the set, these guys probably, get bored when they're not shooting scenes. So, I could see something like that happening, it's, with social media being what it is today. I guess it's their playground for seeing what they can come up with.
Yeah, I just have a feeling like he's going to do this for a few more days, and then like at the end of the whole thing, he's going to go, and the big news is I'm coming to Celebration.
Right.
And everybody's going to go, unfollow.
Oh, I can so see it happening. But, these guys got to have fun too, right?
Oh, agree. And I kid.
Of course.
But okay, let's just dive into his tweets a little bit here. I'm sure most everybody's read these at some point, whether it be on whatever news sites reporting them, because he's really got a lot of attention with this.
Right.
So the first tweet that started this whole storm is, how strange. I am receiving images of something amazing coming towards us. Traveling over decades through space and time, reaching out to all humans on this planet with its message. What could it be? Should I be afraid? Should you? Stay tuned.
Okay.
So
that obviously means there's a trailer coming.
A trailer. People are going, oh, they're going to give us the title. Like, oh, wait. Yeah. That was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first one.
So... yeah, it just blew up into this, oh, there's a trailer coming, or, oh, there's a title. They're going to tell us the title. And we'll get into that in a few minutes. But just, wow, this is like something Mark Hamill does, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the sort of, I mean, to be honest about it, I think you're probably closer than you might even realize yourself on your assessment here. Seriously, these guys... this might be like a little competition between them, because it's totally the sort of thing that Mark does. So,
Okay, so tweet 2. Everyone except one is looking the wrong way, but it's getting closer. Amazing. Doesn't seem to be the right shape for a movie title or trailer. Can't see an X on anything. Oh, the signal's faded. I'm sure it will return. What can it be? Stay tuned. I will. Dude.
Well, it's all quite clear to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, so all the speculation about there being an episode 9 and 10 is wrong. It'll just be episode 9. You can't see an X on anything, so. I kid.
Oh, man. Poking the bear from all the way over there.
Right.
All right, so last tweet. I have to rest before I fall apart. But wait, I'm receiving a message from T.W.A.M. Oh, signal fading. Come back. The one who got it. Huh?
I don't know. I think he missed a call from his travel agent.
Yep, because he's coming to Celebration.
Right. And then it might be a hint as to what happens to 3PO in the movie. Maybe gets blown apart again like he did in Empire.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all very cryptic, isn't it?
Yes. Definitely very cryptic and toying.
Right. Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's something completely off the wall, way out of left field, and doesn't even have anything to do with Star Wars at all. I mean,
Right. I can tell you this. The tweets have fewer and fewer likes.
yeah.
So
That's funny.
So anyway, all this, of course, stirred up the hornet's nest that is Star Wars fandom.
No. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, someone on Reddit figured it all out.
That's where all the facts are.
Yep, that's where all the breaking news happens. It's Reddit. So, who knows? This could be legit.
Stop it.
What?
Nothing. Could be legit.
Oh, you don't think it could be legit?
I don't know, man.
So supposedly, someone found something hidden in the
source
code or
yeah.
the source code or whatever for StarWars.com, and found the title to be. You ready for this?
I can't wait.
Balance of the Force.
I've heard of this before.
Yeah. I think this was the title of the last two movies.
Right. Yes. So there's a description that goes with it, right? The logo's going to be purple, it says. And so people are jumping to the conclusion that there's going to be some sort of a, light side, dark side mixing or intermingling to create balance. Yeah, I don't buy it. But I don't know, man.
So is it like just a guaranteed thing that the light side is represented with the color blue?
I guess. I don't know. Hey, they got blue lightsabers sometimes. So,
And green ones and purple ones and
I think what this
yellow
means
ones
is Mace Windu's coming back. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so I've been seeing a lot of this over the past day or so. Articles I've been reading, and everyone seems to be jumping to this conclusion that there's this light and dark side thing going on. So I would just like to remind everybody, at least from the creator's mind, how this balance of the Force works. So, check this out.
The core of the Force. I mean, you got the dark side, the light side. One is selfless, one is selfish. And you want to keep them in balance. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish and you forget about everybody, and you ultimately lead yourself, because when you get selfish, you get stuff, or you want stuff. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you, whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you, or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry, especially if you're losing it. And that anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. Mostly on the part of the person who's selfish, because you spend all your time being afraid of losing everything you've got, instead of actually living.
Seems to be a little bit different than what everyone's the conclusion everyone's jumping to.
Right. Now, is that from the Clone Wars added features?
It may be. I can't say for sure off the
I
top
think it
of my
was
head.
from one of those like Clone Wars,
Right. If I recall correctly,
creator
we have
roundtable things.
we have Dave Filoni sketching off to the side of George when he's talking during this. I found this video on YouTube. So if you search George Lucas on Balance of the Force on YouTube, you'll come up with the whole thing. And I urge everybody to check the whole video out because it's worth a watch for sure. But, and I believe it's from back in 2010. So it's,
Okay.
it's, you know, at least from George's point of view, I think it's well established that, well, here, let's just listen to this little snippet of it.
What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance.
So,
So the light is balanced.
sounds that way to me. Now, the question this brings to light for me is you, Joe, along with many others, seemed to be a little hesitant when it was announced that J.J. Abrams was going to be finishing off this sequel trilogy.
Me?
Yeah. So, I mean, is this the first glimpse of that we're seeing of a possible misstep in how we finish this out? I don't know, because
Well, let's imagine for a second that, okay, everybody that's talking about this is right. Okay.
yeah,
So they're saying that there's going to be this balance between light and dark, like Rey and Kylo are going to team up and their two sides create balance, right?
right,
And that this title is the title and all that jazz, right?
right,
Yeah, this would be confirming everything I thought about JJ to begin with, because that would mean that there is no conclusion. You just have everybody come together at the end and you're just, okay, the force is in balance until it's not.
yeah, I get what you're saying, and not to mention, if that's the way this movie's gonna go, this title kind of like spoils the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's got to be something that reflects a little bit of conflict in there.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, if I go into this movie, right, and I sit there for 3 hours seeing all this war and conflict and everybody's fighting and dying and everything, and in the end they go, wait, what are we doing here? Come on, we should just be friends.
Right.
I'm just going to go, what the hell?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right, because
then what was all that for? That's not finding balance. That's everybody killing everybody for nothing.
right. Yeah, you're totally right. I don't know. I guess that would leave. I shouldn't even go here. I don't know. For everyone who wanted to see Luke in a different light than what we saw him in The Last Jedi, I'll say that. Something like that would leave even more fans probably feeling, I don't know. I don't want to say let down yet because we haven't seen it, but you know what I mean. It could be a misstep, I guess. I'm hoping that Lucasfilm is taking note of some of the fan reaction to this, because I've seen some positive articles about this title, and a lot of those are kind of like the ones stating, we have as far as the title cards go, we have blue for the light side and red title cards for the dark side, and we mix those together, we get purple, which is rumored to be purple for this Balance of the Force title card. And, so we have the light side and dark side and balance. And, as I just played for us, that, at least from George's point of view, that's not exactly how it works. And I would like to think that we're not gonna we're not gonna stray too far away from what George kind of laid out there for us.
Right.
I'd like to think that anyway. I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean,
No, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, balance of the Force. It just doesn't seem like, I don't know. It doesn't fit in with like the third act of the prior trilogies, right? And I know this is supposed to be the big, bow on top. This is the end, right?
right.
No, I guess you could get balance in the Force and stuff if Rey and Kylo both strike a killing blow at the end.
Yeah, but I think we've discussed in the past what that would do is just spark both light and dark side abilities in two other beings in the galaxy.
It could, but that would end the Skywalker saga and lineage.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I
I don't see too many ways where this could work out. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed.
It,
There was another title rumor back in, I think, December. And it was Son of Darkness, right? So they lifted that from the line that Snoke is when Snoke is talking to Kylo. And I gotta say, of the two, I like that one a lot better.
yeah.
Because
At the time, I was like, I don't like Son of Darkness.
Right.
Now that I hear Balance of the Force, I'm like, man, I hope it's Son of Darkness.
Yeah, exactly. But I've heard rumors. We've all heard rumors, right? So Kylo Ren is kind of like this quote unquote benevolent dictator of the galaxy, right? So, for most beings in the galaxy, things aren't so bad, but there's a lot of wicked stuff going on in the background. And you could kind of, I don't know, that title just seems to fit more with that. I don't want to call it a plot point, but or because we don't know if it is or not, but falls in line with that a little more. Balance of the Force to me is telegraphing we're going to wrap all this up with a nice, neat little bow on top at the end here. So, I don't know. Son of Darkness implies, again, a little conflict. I don't know. I mean, for the third act of the other two, we had Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and Balance of the Force. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all rumors and speculation now, and this is, like I said, I feel like Anthony Daniels is kind of responsible for all this right now.
Yes.
Because it wasn't until his tweet that this all just exploded.
Right.
And got way out of hand. Because now there's these rumors of like, and yeah, so there's rumors now like there's going to be a new threat that comes from like a different dimension. And there's,
Oh, yeah.
What were they calling it? They were calling this other dimension like the Beyond. Right?
Nice.
I'm like, all right. Really?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get like this Star Wars version of Thanos or something that like comes in.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping they keep it steeped in the Star Wars lore and don't try and bring in too many new and different ideas, I guess. I don't get me wrong. I'm all for like new, quote unquote new, but keep it steeped in Star Wars lore, right?
Well, the basis for those rumors is that they're using that whole world between worlds thing from Rebels, right?
Okay.
And that this threat is going to emerge from like that.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I see flaws in that, but we'll have to wait and see. I guess that's. I guess then what you're saying is it's all Ezra's fault then.
Am I?
I don't know. I mean, he's the one that went in there and yanked Ahsoka out of harm's way with Vader, so.
Well, my thing is I didn't see that as like a different dimension, like I saw that as a rift between space and time, like not really
true.
An alternate dimension,
right?
But like a tear in the fabric of ours, or of the Star Wars universe,
or I think we called it at the time windows into different times and space. Which, who knows? Maybe it has something to do with all that. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm still not liking Balance of the Force.
Yeah, and as far as that kind of stuff goes, like the third act is not the time to go introducing a bunch of new crap.
True, exactly.
The third act is time to wrap up what happened in the second act.
Right.
Your setup is there.
Right. Yeah. So, you're right, because JJ has a little bit of a job ahead of him. He's got to wrap up everything that was laid out in episode 7 and 8. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, because so love it or hate it.
Right.
The Last Jedi, all that film really did was create a bunch of new questions, right?
Yes. Totally agree. Yeah.
It didn't conclude anything.
Right.
It was all new questions. So you can't go adding more new questions into it at this point,
Right. Yeah, you're
right. You can add some.
We got to like start wrapping it up. I mean, as the film opens, I understand we're going to have some setup, to get us into it. But I think pretty quickly we're going to have to get into, getting everything concluded. So,
right. Unless episode 9 is setting up episode 10.
Yeah, but Anthony Daniels just said there is no X. Sorry. Yeah, how'd he put it? Can't see an X or anything. There we go. So.
But did he say anything?
Yeah, he said or anything.
I don't know. Like I said, the thing is for me, like if they announce this as the title, I hope we get a trailer because, along with it, because all this title talk around Balance of the Force has just got me bumbling.
Right.
I really don't know where to go with it. Don't know what way they could go with that doesn't just leave an open-ended finish.
See, I guess I'm looking at it from a little bit different point of view. I think they're, you say open-ended, but I think it's kind of like I said, wrapping it all up with a nice, neat bow on top. Like, Balance of the Force, we're going to end this thing with everything balanced out, equal, happy, This is the Star Wars galaxy here. This has got to, there's got to be conflict. It is Star Wars, after all. I mean,
there doesn't have to be conflict at the end.
No, but okay, so that's what I'm getting at. If at the end there is balance of the Force, and we're telling you that right now in the title card, that just doesn't seem like a smart thing to do, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way I'm thinking about it. I would just like to see, like I said, we have Return of the Jedi, we have Revenge of the Sith, and I just think there should be something that indicates there's going to be some more conflict. Have it wrap up, have a nice resolution at the end. Yes, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. That's kind of, the original trilogy way of going about doing things. And I think, for the most part, I think most Star Wars fans were pretty happy with that,
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a bad thing. But I don't want to go in there feeling like I know how it's going to end before I even see it. That's kind of how Balance of the Force makes me feel, if that makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess we're just looking forward to a very interesting and turbulent next few months.
Yeah, I got a feeling, we can't pass any judgment right now, obviously, and we can't.
Oh, I can pass judgment.
But we can't even. We haven't even had a glimpse of anything yet, right? There's been no teaser, no trailer. And this is a rumored title card. So until we actually have something legit from Lucasfilm, it's all speculation right now. So, it's nothing to get too bent out of shape about, I guess. But, when they announce that it's definitely Balance of the Force, then we can go off on it. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Have something to add to the conversation? Or you just want to let us know how we're doing? Email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. That's the best place to get in on the action. But if social media is a little more to your liking, @TheWarsAndMore on Twitter is always a good place to interact with us. And we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/TheWarsAndMore. And of course, your portal to this and everything else, The Wars and More, is thewarsandmore.com. All right, so all this title talk reminds me of something that I predicted and was dead wrong about. So Star Wars show returned this week.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, they're coming back with something big. And I would say that what they came back with was relatively big, because when you have Elijah Wood on, it's a big deal.
Sure. Absolutely.
But yeah, I was saying title, and
yeah,
I missed the mark on that. Apparently, Reddit is the place to reveal the title, not Star Wars show.
I like it. Yeah,
I kid, I joke. But yeah, so Elijah Wood was on. It was it's an interesting conversation. He's a Star Wars fan.
Of course he is.
Who's not, right?
Exactly.
Everybody is a little bit.
Yes.
Even if people are like, yeah, I don't like Star Wars. Boba Fett's pretty cool, though.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always some sort of caveat like that.
So. Oh, what's funny is he said his favorite character was Boba Fett, so.
That is true. Yes.
But yeah, it was not gonna lie, it was a little disappointing for me, because it's like, ooh, Star Wars show. Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, hey, we can't get them all the time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's
true.
Our predictions. That's.
Yeah, I guess that's really true, right?
Yeah.
So, we've been talking a lot over the last couple weeks about Star Wars gaming.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about that.
And how it's not really going all that well.
Yep.
I did read an article today. I didn't pull too much from it, but apparently Disney disagrees with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like the way that EA's handled Star Wars.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I mean that's good for them. They're the ones in charge, right?
That's
They're happy.
right.
Then
Yep.
and that's good for the people employed at EA.
Exactly.
I tend to disagree.
Along
But
with
hey.
many others.
It's not been unsuccessful. So I guess that's from a business standpoint. The titles that have come out have done fairly well, even given some bad press.
Sure.
So I guess from a business perspective, yeah, they're doing all right. And if Jedi Fallen Order is any bit as good as they're kind of hyping it up to be, then all will be forgiven, right?
Let's hope. Yeah.
And
Right.
maybe that's why they're happy. Maybe they've seen this. They've seen where it's at. Apparently there's a 20-minute demo that, people were able to play.
Okay.
So, I guess a 20-minute demo is, hey, it's a release, right?
Right.
But anyway, where I'm getting at with this is EA has formally announced that fall, we're going to see Jedi Fallen Order in the fall.
Okay.
So they're at least committing to something here.
Well, that's good.
And that's something.
I'd like to see, something, right? So, with as many titles that we've heard of being canceled, to hear something's actually going to come out in fall, that's good. So,
yeah. To see a date is promising because they announced these cancellations, and it's like, oh no, we still got Jedi Fallen Order. It's like, well, you don't have a date, you don't have a trailer, you don't have anything.
right.
Do you really have it?
That's there's a lot of people who are feeling that way. That's for sure. Feeling like, you just put a stop to all this other stuff that I was excited about now. So why should I be excited about this? So, yeah, now we have a date. It's something to look forward to as far as Star Wars gaming goes. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, no. The things that were talked about this, I think it was what was this? I believe it was like a financial call or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a financial call that they kind of let out a little bit about what's going on. They talked about the new Battle Royale game that they just came out with, Apex Legends, which is in the Titanfall universe.
Okay.
Which I'm kind of interested to check out. I'm not a huge Battle Royale fan. I played Fortnite. I just got PUBG. I'm kind of upset about it. It's not very polished,
Right.
And like I've played, I guess I might be happier about PUBG if I didn't play Call of Duty's Blackout first. Because that thing's got some polish, man. That's a smooth running game.
Right.
And then I play PUBG and I'm like, wow, this runs like crap.
Nice.
So this is what I get for being late to the party, right?
Yeah.
If I would have jumped in when everybody else was in. But Apex Legends seems cool. I know I'm getting a little away from Star Wars here for a moment, but they put that out. This is all coming from Respawn. They're talking about another Titanfall game coming, which I did like the Titanfall games.
Cool.
So, but what they did say that kind of got me excited is, where was that? It says that Jedi Fallen Order it'll be a third-person single-player action game. That's all they're really saying, and that it will be considered canon in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, okay. So you're talking a similar style gameplay to,
imagine Force Unleashed that
yes,
matters.
Force Unleashed. Yes, that matters. I like the way you put that because it'll be canon. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Force Unleashed, like the biggest disappointment about that game is you play through it. It's like, yes, that was amazing. Both games, you're like, that was amazing.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, but it's not really canon.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell?
Exactly.
I got super invested in this. Really enjoyed it. Great story. yeah, it don't matter.
Right.
So I like this whole when you're playing these games now that it's going to be canon.
Yeah. You feel like
You have to
there's-
experience that. Or wait, we got that with Battlefront 2.
Right. But I get, I'm assuming, but I would think that there's you as the player would feel like there's more consequence to it, right? Like this matters. This matters to the Star Wars story as a whole, the overarching story. Whether it's a side story or whatever, got a little invested in there.
Yeah, I mean when I play a video game and it's like it's got this really in-depth, really good story, to find out that it's actually going to matter in this greater story that I've spent almost 30 years of my life admiring.
Right.
To know that it's going to matter in that story that's been good enough to take up that much of my life, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, totally.
No more oh yeah, we put a lot of time into that, but it don't matter.
Yeah, gameplay is fun for gameplay's sake, but when it comes to something like Star Wars, you want to feel like you've got you've got some credits invested here, right? Like there's some stakes here.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like Halo putting out all those books and saying, it don't matter.
Exactly.
It only matters what you play in the game. But
Right.
books, yeah, that's...
Yeah, totally.
But, yeah, it's promising.
Definitely.
At least they're going to hit us with a little good news.
Yeah. So, I guess it's one more thing from Star Wars coming out in the fall. So, everyone start saving up for fall, because we're going to have a lot heading our way into fall.
Well, yeah, and it's just... It's crazy because it's like kind of slow right now.
Yeah.
Don't get used to that.
Right. Start that coin jar right now so you can cash it in later on this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Celebration. Celebration is... we said it was going to be coming fast and furious here. We're going to start hearing who's going.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a new update to the guest list. Some pretty good names on here. So Peter Mayhew,
Nice.
Donald Faison, Jason Isaacs, Vanessa Marshall, Mirna Valesco, Michael Pennington, Tom Kane, Catherine Tabor, D. Bradley Baker, and Tim Morrison.
Wow. Some big names in there.
Yeah. So we're going to get both Chewbacca's.
Right.
So that's good news. This is starting to ramp up.
Yep. These are
Seems like each one comes with a bigger and bigger and bigger name.
absolutely. We're starting to see some of those names that we've been waiting to hear now.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. I almost wonder if we're going to be going to meet Vanessa Marshall again, because I was reading it off in the car today, and Chris Lamb was like, I got to Vanessa Marshall. She's like, yay.
That's awesome. It's awesome to hear that she has a reaction like that, because there's somebody that works in Star Wars that he's a real fan of, so that's totally cool. I mean, not that we're not real fans of everyone, but
I was going to say.
yeah, that came across wrong. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But we all have our favorites, right? So, that's all I'm getting at. To hear that one of your favorites is going to be there, and it's just going to make it more exciting, more enjoyable to be there.
So I'm going to list off some names that are notable for me, right?
Okay.
That we've gotten so far amongst all the announcements. And I want to see if you see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
something that I'm really hoping for at Celebration.
Oh, okay.
So we got Sam Witwer,
Uh-huh.
Vanessa Marshall,
Uh-huh.
Kat Tabor,
Uh-huh.
Tom Kane.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm thinking?
Smugglers?
Smugglers.
Yeah, you can hope.
I keep seeing these names. I'm like, all right, here it comes. Where you at, Newman?
Right.
So,
Yeah, that'd be cool. And hopefully they can get it released for public consumption. That'd be cool.
Yeah, did the last one not come out?
No,
The YouTube video.
the YouTube video did. Yes,
But the audio only version never came out, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hope they do that, but I mean, I'm gonna be there, so
Absolutely. That's awesome.
that was really one of the highlights for me at the last Celebration. That was just so much damn fun.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, Celebration's definitely ramping up. It's we're only a little over 3 months out, so or no, we're only a little over 2 months out.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, make sure you got
Hey.
that right. You don't want to miss it.
yeah, show up in May.
Right.
Where the hell is everybody? All right, so this one here, I apologize in advance because I'm going to totally butcher this name. And if you've been listening to this show for any length of time, you know me and names don't agree.
Right. It's yeah, both of us.
So here's my best shot at it. Taika Waititi?
Yep.
All right.
That's what I would say.
A director for the upcoming series, The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Kind of gets into what they're working on there, and then the tone and things like that. Here, let's just read a little bit of this. This is coming from Slash Film.
Okay.
All right. It says Star Wars is very different to Marvel style. They know that the tone of the first films really should be kind of adhered to. That's what the fans like, and you can't really disrespect it. I guess is a nicer way of saying can't put too many jokes in it. There's a bit, definitely my tone is in there, the dialogue and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
So how do you feel about that statement? Like you can't put too many jokes in? Would you agree with that assessment, or?
Well, I would say Star Wars has a pretty specific type of humor. And
because I thought about it, it's like, I disagree with just that overall assessment because you can put a ton of jokes in there. But like you said, it's a different type of humor.
Right.
You can't go slapsticky.
Exactly.
Look at Harrison Ford in the original trilogy,
Yes.
and almost everything out of his mouth's a joke just because it's the way the whole situation,
Yeah, and his dry delivery.
Right.
You know.
His delivery is meant to be serious, but it comes out as a joke because of the situation.
Exactly.
So to say that there can't be too many jokes, I was like, you can put a lot of jokes in.
Right, but it's just got to be done properly. I mean, like you said, it can't be slapsticky. Can't be, I don't know, too. It's not stand up, right? It's Star Wars.
Right.
So now I will say there are some fans who feel they started to lean a little bit that way with The Last Jedi, right? Talking Poe's opening scene there.
Mm-hmm.
But, if they got a little loose with that, I would say, but
But it was all right.
it was all right. Yeah.
So I guess what they're doing here, though, is they're comparing it to his work on Thor Ragnarok.
Yes. Which
was a little more slapstick kind of
Yes.
jokes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Now I will say there are parts of Ragnarok where some of the stuff that was funny didn't go too far in that direction, and could remind you of the style of humor that is in Star Wars as well. So, but it also does go a little beyond that too. So,
Well, yeah, I think that whole arena scene with Jeff Goldblum and all that was kind of slapsticky to me.
Sure. But I'm just thinking, if we're judging off of Ragnarok, I can see where they could make a lot of that work. Not what's in Ragnarok, but that style. In a episodic Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes on to say, Favreau's a genius and so smart and so good at what he does in creating these worlds. The scripts are really great. It was really fun doing something in the Star Wars universe. It was every kid's dream just to see a stormtrooper. When you're doing these scenes with 50 or 60 of them, it's pretty amazing. I loved it.
Ooh.
What?
Wow. And this is post Jedi, right?
Uh-huh.
Dang. So we must be talking some remnants of the Empire. I like it.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I'm like, it's post Jedi. It seemed like kind of before the rise of the First Order. So, I mean, I could be getting my timeline mixed up here, but
no, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think it was closer to Jedi than it was the Force Awakens, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, that's interesting. 50 or 60 stormtroopers.
Yeah. Sounds like
and it's like, wait, this is a TV show?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, this isn't going to be released on the big screen. That's cool.
So, interesting things. So you could head over to the Slash Film article here and read more about it. There's other stuff in there. He talks about Boba Fett and, how Boba Fett really wasn't in the first films, but yet was one of the most favorite characters.
Right.
And it was because of, and went on to say it's just because the bounty hunters, it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I dig it. It's interesting stuff coming out that, when they announced him as a director, I got to say, I was like, really? Just because Thor, right?
Right.
And I don't know. It seems like, I like this idea of like, okay, this is Star Wars here, right?
Yep.
This is what they do. Now I'm going to inject a little bit of what I do.
Right. Of course. Yes.
So please do that.
Yeah. You have to expect that everybody in that type of position, directing whatever, is gonna interject a little bit of themselves into the project they're working on. That's what you're looking for out of those people. So,
right.
That's why that's why they chose the people they did, because they knew it would be a good fit. So,
yeah, we just don't want to see. I'm doing my thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's not good. It's still got to feel like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't just put 50 stormtroopers in there and have that alone make it Star Wars.
Right. Yeah, when the rest of the time it's the Three Stooges,
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Resistance, what do you think? We should talk about that?
Yeah, probably should.
So, this week we got the First Order Occupation, which this is those first steps, right?
Right.
Seeing more and more of a First Order presence, more and more stormtroopers about, seeing them kind of inject that First Order way of life onto the platform there.
Yeah. Curfews,
curfews. Yeah.
And-
What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just stealing that poor guy, yellow-headed dude's buffer.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. And he was pissed about it.
Yeah, he was, dude. I mean, you just wrecked that dude's life.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, every other time we've seen that character on the show, he's been buffing the floor.
yeah, I think that same spot too.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
he just that spot just really bothers him.
And the other thing I'm thinking is the stormtrooper's like, okay, I have to take this. Why? Why do you have to take that from him? That doesn't make sense. But, they're stormtroopers. They do what they want, right?
This could be contraband.
Yeah.
This buffer thingy. This could be a spy device.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of spies, they're actively looking for a spy. And Kaz thought it was him at first, but it wasn't.
Yeah, they're not looking for a resistance spy.
Right.
They're looking for a pirate spy.
Yeah.
Which kind of blew me away. So they were so in with the pirates, right?
Exactly. Until last episode when they turned on them.
So you don't just know that this person's the spy and this is what they're doing there?
Right. You would think they would.
I mean, they obviously knew that it was Sonara.
Yeah.
But, I just feel like with how involved they were with the pirates, I felt like they would know where she was at.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That part was, I don't know, it was a little interesting. The part that I thought was even more interesting was some of our, Jaeger's crew, T.W.A.M in particular, and Niku.
Yeah, they're just doing their jobs.
They're just doing their jobs. Thinking about the stormtroopers, like they're here to protect us, and they're just doing their jobs. It's not anything too out of the ordinary. No big deal. Where, Kaz is all alarmed about them being there, but
the only one of that whole group that I kind of got the idea that they were a little alarmed about the First Order presence was Yeager.
Right. Well,
Yeager's like, look, dude, they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
You need to lay low.
Right. So
he got it.
Again, though, he has prior experience fighting with the rebellion.
Also has knowledge that Kaz is the spy.
Correct. So I guess I really like that aspect of it, to where, characters that we've gotten to know and you would think would like to fight for what's right are thinking, no big deal. There's some stormtroopers. They're here to help. We're here from the First Order. We're here to help.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I just, that's the one thing that really got me about this episode, and I liked it. So.
Yeah, I like that too. And I really like the way that Niku was treating it. Like, oh, he's just a fan, Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, Kaz. Yeah. With all your interest in their presence, you must really like the First Order. That's hilarious.
He pretty much tells the stormtroopers as much. Like, he's your biggest fan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He tells them everything. His name is Kazuda Ziono. He works
here.
Yeah.
With this person, and this person.
Right.
Ain't nothing to worry about here.
Yeah.
Even when Kaz comes out into the hangar there, he's like, hey, look, I found your friends.
Exactly.
But he, I guess, almost unwittingly gets into conflict with them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Helps Kaz and Sonora find an escape pod where she can get away underwater, and also provides a nice big old distraction for him.
Mm-hmm.
which was funny as all get out. Him running, arms in the air. Ah!
I like at the end too when they get back in the hangar and he's like, "I'm gonna faint now."
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Probably one of the most open-ended episodes I think we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
With the way it ended, like it was like, wow, really? What about this, this, and this?
Right.
Wait.
Well, I think that just goes to show that we're starting up an arc here, a story arc with the first order being there. You know, we even got that little bit with Doza.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking to Pyre, where it's like, just remember, I'm in charge here. You know, which I think Doza is losing what little bit he is in charge of. So.
Yes. But you know what's interesting to me, and one thing I wonder is, you remember way back in the start of this show when Poe brings Kaz to the station.
Yeah.
I mean, there's talk of a first order asset right from the get.
Right.
We've yet to really see any hint as to who that might be.
Right.
So it's not, and it's definitely not. At first, you know, you're thinking it's Doza.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel that way at all.
No. Even though he had the Imperial uniform and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's hard to say.
I still think it's hype, man.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I think hype's whole "I don't get involved" thing was sketchy.
It could be. His outlandish behavior and all that could be a front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like the biggest unresolved thread going so far.
Yeah, true.
I kind of hope that they cover it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't lose track of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's like one of my fears right now, is that that's just kind of like that was almost like a early season MacGuffin, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah, you definitely want them to bring that back around. That's for sure.
unless they were just mistaken and just Doza's dealings is that whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So him being a unwitting ally, you know?
Right. Well, who knows? Hopefully they do bring that back up and they touch on it. That'd be good.
Yes, I would. All right. If you have anything to add to the conversation, you know you can always email us. show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. But we're also on social media. We're on Twitter, @thewarsandmore on Twitter. Facebook.com/thewarsandmore. You can find that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Anything else to add this week, Doug?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right. We'll talk next week.